Thank you very much. Tomorrow I'm gonna be showing how to perform certain attacks that are nowadays exposed in the 50% of the internet. Um, well, to be honest, I'm not talking too much. I'm not that kind of people, but the half of the web is exposed by these techniques that had been mentioned so many times before, but no one is doing anything to change this. The first tutorials, if you search in Google about how to make a PHP application and ASP application, are showing vulnerable code. There's no functions to prevent cross-site scripting attacks. There's no functions to prevent MySQL injecting attacks in those tutorials, and the people keep doing the code in a way that allows any hacker, any novice hacker, actually to break in. So I would like to explain that. I would like to show how to do that because I want to change this, and I'm gonna change this. Thank you very much. That's all. Yes, of course. You can shout. Sir, you're gonna need the microphone. I am a bit deaf.
The various kinds of attack you have seen, we have, when I was doing my research, I have already done all kinds of attack, what exactly you have shown. But I just want to understand, to be the made a 0-day attack, what should be the characteristic of a particular hacker or cracker? Suppose you want to make a 0-day attack. These are all very general kind of attack. Because when I was doing my research also, I played a lot of fun this attack, even buffer overflow. That time it was very. So that gives idea. I realize when you play with code, then you can realize the feeling of how you can do a particular attack. I really appreciate you are going through the code level and how you are doing it. But my point is how to become a attacker, how to become a make a 0-day attack. What should be the quality of a particular attacker?
Excuse me, I'm not sure if I understood. You're asking me how to prevent these attacks?
No, what should be the quality of a attacker? How he can create a 0-day attack? These are all known attacks. What you have shown.
I'm not sure to understand the question. Sorry, it can
See, I will translate. The attack you have shown is already existing. These are the kind of attack has already been existing and you are experimenting with other sites, right? Suppose I want to create a 0-day attack. What should be the quality of a particular hacker or a cracker that will create a 0-day attack? Because
Chris, what he means to say
yes.
is,
Sorry, brother.
Chris, he means to say the cross-site scripting, what we are talking about in the small videos what we played. He says that uh, those vulnerabilities, those exploits are known, and you're trying to exploit it, and there you go. But what he means to say is, how do you write a zero-day exploit, if I'm not mistaken, and what are the quality? What is the quality, not quality rather? What is required to write a zero-day exploit? That's what he
Well,
meant. But as far as yeah, I think Chris, you go ahead first, and then
a cross-site scripting is not actually an exploit. It's mostly a web attack. A cross-site scripting occurs when there is no. You see, you have actually something called get, and you have something called post. You send and receive information eventually using this type of these parameters. The information received by send, by get, and by post should be parsed, should be analyzed in order to stop some type of cross-site scripting, which is actually a manipulation of the user interface. By performing a cross-site scripting, you can control what is going to be displayed on the user browser. So basically, you can steal a cookie, you can change a password, you can create a modified URL, manipulating get parameters, and place this inside an iframe. So the administrator will be browsing, will be doing his regular basis on internet, and this would trigger the execution of the cross-site scripted site itself. I'm not sure if I'm being clear, but you can ask me again if I didn't reply your question.
that's fine. That's very clear what he asked. I mean, what he says is, what are the uh, signs, or how do you write a zero-day exploit? End of the day, and let me even answer your question. A zero-day exploit is an exploit. It's an O-day exploit, and once it is discovered, it's not an O-day exploit anymore. Okay, but how do you write them? Uh, is there are various ways, there are various methods to write them and
So
to run. So
that's
what
the
is required to write them
yeah.
is hardcore programming, Perl, Python. If I'm not mistaken, Chris, am I right?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
the things required to, I mean, of course, you need to know a lot of, you need to have a lot of knowledge on protocols. You need to be an excellent
See,
programmer.
I'll just give an example. When I was doing my research in IIT Bombay, so that time they install all the Cisco access points, 1100, all the Cisco access points. I was sitting in the night 2 o'clock and I broke all the access points. I get all the information of lot of professors. So that depends on how you broke it and how you find out. That depends on not only the scripting language, it depends immense knowledge on the protocol that
Of
operates
course,
also.
yes, that's
So
what I
that's
meant.
what
Yeah, that's what he meant. Yeah.
somehow he told like the get set what he told,
Yeah,
the
the
kind of
ways,
message.
yeah, these are the ways. I think Brian
Okay,
has something to ask right now, Chris.
okay, Chris, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Chris, just adding to the question that the gentleman just posed, would you say that some of the best hackers, whether they be ethical hackers or unethical for that matter, would you say that some of the best ones are application developers at heart? They have the very same techniques and capabilities that could develop some of the very same websites that they exploit.
Well, whoops. Can you turn? Thank you. Will you repeat me the question, please? A little
Yeah.
closer to the microphone.
To extend the gentleman's question there, would you say, from your experience, that most, whether they be ethical hackers or unethical hackers, even criminals for that matter, would you say that the very skills that make them good at what they do are the same skills that an application developer has? Would you say that some of the best hackers that are able to exploit websites, e-commerce websites, internet systems and web services, do they tend to have the same skill sets as the very people who design and code those websites?
Well, it's an excellent question actually. There's many people with the skills to yes, actually, if someone have the skills to break in a big website, have the skills to code a great website as well. But it depends mostly, many hackers, ethical and unethical, many hackers create and develop websites. I do work on website development as well. But the point is that if you are browsing or you are doing a penetration testing work, I don't know in the case of a criminal or a non-ethical hacker, but in our case, if you find a vulnerability, you have the